So, December can mean only one thing. New Star Wars. Alright, so Rogue One happened last night. Went and saw it. Late showing, packed theater in 3D, so let's talk about it. This is a prequel to the original trilogy, but a sequel to the later trilogies, but a prequel to episode 7. Yeah. There's episodes 1, 2, and 3, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens. Take A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith, there's that gap. This movie, boom, right there, right next to A New Hope. I mean, I must say, if you take A New Hope and stretch the beginning at about a month prior to that, month or so, I don't really know time, you get this movie. Before I get to really the bulk of it, I must say, before I saw this movie, I was worried about it. I was thinking, okay, we know what happens in episode 4. We know that the rebels were going to go on this daring mission to get the plans for the Death Star and eventually blow it up, right? And when I found out they were going to make a movie to tell that story, I was like, oh, do we really need that story though? Do we need it?
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Also, what else could they have in this movie to justify that to being this big, high-budget movie? And honestly, that was pretty much it. It was pretty predictable. Nothing wowed me, but it's overall a good time. Just went off. I'll touch on more of that later. So, this movie is directed by Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards, last movie I saw of his was Godzilla. Godzilla, the one thing Godzilla did right was showing how massive Godzilla is. And he also brings that same kind of eye to this movie, to where when you look up, you see how massive the AT-ATs are. You see how big the Death Star is. You see how massive the Star Destroyers are. That was pretty cool. That was visually great. This movie is visually just amazing. I know I say that a lot, but this movie visually is second to none. CGI, for the most part, looks great. The characters itself, I had some issues with, honestly. There's so many characters in this movie. There's so many characters, and the only ones that really matter is Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones, and her father, Galen Erso, played by Mads Mikkelsen. Those are the only two characters you really get to know, like, personally, because they're father and daughter. A very, very recurring theme for Star Wars. It's father and daughter, or father and child. And besides that, there's a lot of other characters you meet along the way that you don't really get to know, you don't really care for. And so, the first hour of this movie was just, hey, there's this guy, there's this guy, there's this guy, there's this guy. This guy's from this planet, this guy's from this planet, this guy's from this planet. They go here, they go there, they go there, they go there. Then you see this guy, he's friends with this guy, who knows this guy, who knows the Emperor, you know? So there's those guys, and there's these guys. I'm just like, it's so fast. I don't know who anybody is. I don't care. Like, outside of Jyn Erso and Galen Erso, I couldn't recognize a soul. But this movie banks on the final act, which was awesome. So cool. You know it's coming. You know that it's the daring rescue. It's the final, like, big assault, you know, where the plans are to go get the plans, and there's boots on the ground and with the troops. You have X-Wings up top floating around, just blowing stuff up, and it's pretty cool. The first hour, it's kind of meh, you know. It's not great. It's very fast-paced. It's like they were trying to scoop everything up and say, all right, so far, you with us so far? Poof, there we go. This is gonna happen. You know, we need to get these guys from here to there to there, and as quick as we can, because we have the most money and the most budget and the most CGI money, most time for this last act, and it pays off. And honestly, the main villain, Krenek, played by IMDb, my Bible. Orson Krenek was the main villain, played by Ben Mendelsohn. The guy can play a good villain. He is. I mean, he's kind of a jerk. He was menacing. He knew what he wanted. He was a man of action, you know? And that's what the Empire is. The Empire is about getting things done. And he has some scenes with some people that, you know, he holds his own. You know, there's also this guy in it. All right, this guy. I mean, come on, everyone knows who he is. He's Vader, right? If you're going into this movie thinking it's the Vader show and Vader is going to just be the focal point of this movie and everything, pump the brakes on that one. Just pump the brakes on thinking he's the main villain. He's there, but it's not his show. His show's obviously episodes 4, 5, and 6, right? Because it's Darth Vader. We all know his story comes later on. It's pretty cool to see him on screen again. Like, legit. Overall, this movie, I liked it a lot. I did. It's not great. I have some issues with it, like with characters I didn't really care about, I didn't really get to know. And I must say, this movie, visually, was very different from any kind of Star Wars films we've seen so far. This movie is not about the Jedis, it's about the Rebel Alliance versus the Empire, which, in a flat-out war. This movie puts the war in Star Wars. This movie is dirty. Locations look just war-torn and full of despair, and just, you can tell that there's tension and that there's a giant conflict going on, and the Empire wants to seize everything, and you really get to see that, and that was pretty cool. So overall, we're seeing, you may not love it. You may love it, that's great. If you do, super. So, if I had to put a button on this movie, I would probably have to say that it's good but not great, but pretty damn cool. Yeah. Alright, so that's my review of Star Wars Rogue One. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I'm still not used to that. Have you seen it? What'd you think? Share your thoughts down below. Leave a comment. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, because it's nice to have a conversation about something I care about a lot. It's Star Wars is big to me. I mean, I'm a 28-year-old grown man, and I made a Star Wars lightsaber in Disney World. So yeah, I like it a lot. So share this video, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Stay tuned for more videos, and bye-bye. Good night. Have a good night.